Prime Minister Mike Couture with Global National. Through these press conferences, online ads, and even a televised address to the nation, you've tried to get through to Canadians to help them understand how important this is. Yet we still see house parties like the one in Chelsea, small town mayors that are begging not to have restrictions imposed to their communities. Your government promised a more targeted approach this time around, but more and more Canadians are already throwing up their hands in frustration with an even darker winter on the horizon. So what responsibility do you and your government take for the COVID-19 fatigue that so many Canadians seem to be experiencing?
We are in an unprecedented global pandemic that really sucks. It's tough going through this second wave. It's frustrating having shut down all of us, our lives through the spring, and now be forced to make more difficult choices and knowing that it's going to be a tough winter ahead as well. It's easy for us to want to throw up our hands. I think we have to ask ourselves who we really are as Canadians. Are we really good neighbors? Are we really people who care about the most vulnerable, about each other? I know we are. And it doesn't mean we're going to be perfect every step of the way, and it does mean we have to continually remind ourselves to follow public health advice. But I know Canadians can get through this together. And yes, we've seen rises in cases here and there. We've also seen flattening of the curve in other places. We know we can do this. We've done it before. And it's frustrating to have to explain to your kids in many parts of the country, like here in Ottawa, that we're not going to be trick-or-treating this weekend. And it's frustrating knowing that unless we're really, really careful, there may not be the kinds of family gatherings we want to have at Christmas. My 6-year-old asked me a few weeks ago, "Dad, is COVID-19 forever?" I mean, he's in grade 1. This was supposed to be his big year as a big boy, and they're not even singing in his classroom. This is really difficult. It's a time where we need to do the right thing. We need to lean on each other. We need to use all the tools we can. And we're not always going to be perfect. And we're going to have to rely on extraordinary frontline health workers, rely on community supports, rely on a government that, as we've said from the beginning, will continue to be there to support people who need to stay home, to support businesses who have to close. It's the only way we get through this. But we will get through this. Vaccines are on the horizon. Spring and summer will come, and they will be better than this winter. It's frustrating to have to go through this situation. Nobody wanted 2020 to be this way. But we do get to control how bad it gets by all of us doing our part, by provinces stepping up and making those tough decisions around who to close and where to close and when to close, by the federal government stepping up with income supports so that provinces can close where they need to, and all of us trying to deliver more tools to Canadians so that they can do their part, from masks to social distancing measures, to an app that's already been downloaded almost 5 million times right across the country, that thousands of people have used to notify friends and strangers that they should probably get tested. This sucks. It really, really does. But we're going to get through it by doing what Canadians always do, by pulling together, by working hard, and by knowing that better days are coming. C'est plate, ce qu'on est en train de vivre maintenant.
This situation really sucks. We don't want to be here giving press conferences, wearing masks, and having to deliver news about increased case numbers in our long-term care homes, in our provinces, making announcements about further restrictions, restrictions that are really annoying in our everyday lives. Nobody asked
et
for
de
this
pas vouloir
pandemic.
être
Nobody
dedans
wanted it, but here it
pour
is.
pas le faire disparaître plus vite.
And we
Nous
can't
devons
make it disappear overnight,
tous de faire notre part.
but we can all
Et on
do
va pas
our
être
part.
parfait. Et oui, les gens vont
We won't be
prendre,
perfect.
faire des erreurs et il va y
We
avoir du
might
mauvais
slip
jugement
up
ici et là.
along the way.
Mais
We
si
might
nous voulons vraiment le
sometimes
faire, et si nous
make
faisons de
the wrong
notre mieux,
decisions,
nous allons pouvoir
but we
passer à
must
travers.
all do our best.
Les provinces et les
That's
territoires
how we
sont
will
là
get through this.
pour amener des recommandations
Provinces
sur
and
quoi
territories
fermer, quoi
are
ne pas
doing their
faire
part
ou ne
by
pas aller,
enacting closures
qui
when
devraient rester
necessary,
chez eux. Le
by
gouvernement
deciding
fédéral, comme on
on
a promis depuis
public
le
health
début,
measures.
on est là
And
pour
the
appuyer
federal
les gens.
government,
On est là
as
pour
we have
appuyer les
since the
entreprises.
start,
On est là pour appuyer
is supporting
nos aînés,
Canadians.
nos
We're here to
jeunes,
support those who
nos
must stay
familles.
home, to
On
support
est là
our
pour
businesses,
envoyer
young
les
people,
forces armées,
families,
la Croix-Rouge
seniors.
quand c'est nécessaire.
We have
On est là
sent
pour
in the
aider.
Red Cross,
Et tout le
the
monde
armed
va faire notre
forces
part.
when it was necessary.
On a des outils
The
de
federal
plus pour
government
les
is here
Canadiens.
for you.
Plus d'équipements de protection
We
individuelle.
will do our part.
On a une
We will
application
increase
gratuite qui va
PPE
aider
procurement.
à empêcher
There is
les
also
éclosions.
a free
Alors,
app
téléchargez-la.
that you can download, the
On
COVID
a
Alert app, that
plus
can
en plus
prevent
de
breakouts.
compréhension, comme le Dr New a dit, sur comment on va
As Dr.
pouvoir
New
passer
said,
à travers.
this time
Et on va
we
passer à
understand the
travers.
virus better and we know
Dans les
how to
mois à
deal
venir,
with
on
it.
s'attend à
And we
commencer à
will
recevoir
deal
des
with it.
vaccins.
We will get through this.
Les
Vaccines
l'hiver
are
s'en
around the
vient.
corner.
La saison
We
des
will start
grippes s'en
receiving
vient.
them maybe in a few months, but winter is
Ça
coming.
va pas être facile,
Flu season is coming.
mais on va passer à travers.
It will be tough,
En prenant
but we will
soin
get
les uns
through
des
it.
autres, en étant là
How?
les
By
uns pour les
taking
autres, en
care of
faisant
each
notre
other, by
part.
being there for each other,
C'est pas
by
pour
doing
toujours.
our part.
Mon fils Adrien
This
m'a
pandemic
demandé
won't be
il y
here
a quelques
forever.
semaines, Papa,
My son,
est-ce que la COVID, c'est
Adrian,
pour
a few
toujours?
weeks ago, he asked me, Dad,
Et là,
is COVID here
le membre de la
forever?
GRC qui est avec moi s'est penché un
And
peu
I
vers moi
had
pour
a
entendre ma réponse parce que lui aussi, il
RCMP
voulait savoir
agent
quoi
with
dire à
me
ses enfants.
who sort of leaned in
Non,
because
c'est
he
pas
wanted to
pour
hear my
toujours.
answer, to know what to tell his
Mais c'est
kids.
pour encore un bon bout de
No,
temps.
COVID-19
On va
won't
passer
be
un
here forever,
hiver plate,
but it will be a while yet.
désagréable à certains niveaux.